This year's car we've built from scratch with all new components. So we haven't taken an old car and made it ready for race. We've actually built it as a car specifically to do this event. This year really is our opportunity to drive Aston Martin's first production-built car, if you like, specifically for this event. We've fitted on our car this year Sportshift, which was introduced to the customers at the middle of this year. The Sportshift system means that the gear shifts will be quicker. It also means that you don't have to take your hands off the steering wheel when you do change gear. And as there are 60+ gear changes a lap, it's obviously quite a few gear changes, so there's quite a bit of time that can be saved with doing that. We painted last year's car yellow. That made it stand out very well. We obviously had to do a new colour for this year because if we took a yellow car again, everybody would think it was the same car. So we looked at the most garish colour we could possibly find, and this green is what we came up with. And surprisingly enough, everybody in the factory's nicknamed it Kermit now. The other cars that are competing in the event are a very highly modified version of a DB9, which is actually a GT3 car that's going to be run by Phoenix Racing, who are based at the Nürburgring. They're looking for, minimum, ideally, top 5 finish. And then there's one customer car as well that we've sold, an N24, that will be run by the customer and will basically be there to help them if they need any help from us.
The Nürburgring is a road track, and as such is the most challenging road driving you can find anywhere in the world. And as we think that our car needs to be developed on the strongest track and under the strongest conditions, we are developing our cars here, driving 10,000 mileage durability, and therefore it's a logical consequence that we go and take the car as it is produced with safety features to race it here, because this is even more than just doing durability.
We're taking almost standard car and we're putting them into one of the toughest 24-hour races in the world. And the aim is to finish, not to win, but to finish. There's quite a fight to be a volunteer, to be on the team. Many of the guys were here with us last year, and there's some new faces as well. But it's hard work. But who wouldn't want to come and work with Aston Martin at a race like this? You see effectively factory teams here, but run by enthusiasts from the factory, using it as an engineering development exercise. That's why Toyota are here, that's why Audi are here, that's why Volkswagen are here, that's why other brands come here as well. And it works really well. And we have a great deal of fun.
There's no event like it in the world. We're here, we've got the cars here, 2 cars for the first time, 1 customer car, DBRS9, so as a team thing, it's just fantastic. Each garage has got 8 cars in it, so in total during the race there's 220 cars. So yeah, I mean there's plenty of action there, there's plenty of cars, and it's just mayhem in the pit. Qualifying was very good. Cars, no problems with the car at all. First session I went out with just to settle the car down a little bit. Then Dr. Betts went out just to make sure he's familiar with the car again. It's absolutely unnecessary really to go quick. It's all about making sure that you're in the race and that you can compete in the 24 hours. Locals have said that there's a good chance that it won't rain. There's quite a few areas where you get big pools of water, and it's just a case of, it's another thing that you need to know about the track when it's wet, where the big puddles are going to be, and just take a bit of extra care where those are. We've got 3 cars the same, so we've got 3 N24s in our pit garage, and we basically, the team will talk to all the other guys in the garage and make sure that our fuel stops are nicely spread apart.
The main thing is now that it's dried out nice and quickly. We got all our pit strategy done right, so we changed to the slick tyres at the right time, and you know, it was absolutely perfect. The car's still good, no problems at all.
A quiet stint. There was not that much traffic and not that many accidents, some severe ones. It was dry, and it was fresh, it was not too hot. The car was nice running, so it was good, okay.
The main thing with night time is making sure that you have the lights set nicely. So we set the lights at an angle pointing out, so it points towards the apex of a corner. At night you also need to be a little bit more cautious with traffic because, you know, people just get a little bit disconcerted with the night as well. It's cooler, so we can actually run the car maybe a little bit quicker at night. What I tend to do at night is I smell the air as I'm going round, so I can see if there's any, you know, you can smell any smoke or anything, so you can preempt any potential dangers ahead of you. It's a good way of differentiating is being able to smell, is it cooking food or is it a cooking car? The engine mount failure with Rose, they use the production road mounts. We put more stress through the car because it's running with slick tyres, so it has higher cornering forces. The suspension's stiffer than it was last year as well, so that'll stress things a little bit more as well. We're also pushing the car harder, so we were at least 30 seconds a lap quicker than we were last year.
Along the right-hand corner, there's a real harsh vibration, so it's like the prop shaft.
So they worked on the floor in the garage, took the front subframe out, changed the engine mounts, and turned it around in 2.5 hours, which is incredible, really incredible. Before they stopped the race, there was 5 areas on the track where it was so thick that you couldn't really see your hand in front of your face. So it was a good decision to stop the race at that time, because there was a couple of accidents that were unavoidable in those conditions, really. When I heard there was a red flag, I then went back to the hotel and had, you know, a good 3-4 hours sleep. So I felt reasonably fresh in the morning. Ultimately, the cars showed that they've got good speed, but you know, we've learned something from it, which is the main thing, and we can feed that back into whatever we do next year.
Thank you all.
The Harriman brothers, they own the car, and they received the car on the 24th of April when we did a customer day here for N24. You know, they had friends and helpers along to run it as well, so it was a great team effort for them, really very good.
What we found with Kermit, once we got the car back to Gaydon, was through very careful analysis we found a microscopic break in the one wire in the engine harness, which was causing basically an intermittent short circuit, which was making the engine think that there was a throttle failure. A few weeks on from the race, we're preparing Kermit again, having fixed the problem we had with the car, and we're very shortly back off to the ring again to compete in a 4-hour race with 2 of the drivers we used in June, and we're going to push the car very hard and prove that we fixed the issue that we had during the 24-hour race. What we found with Rose was that we'd taken basically pushed the production engine mount beyond its design capacity by running the car very hard on slick tyres on a very bumpy circuit. And what we've done subsequently is looked at the production engine mount design. Although that's never failed on a road car, We have improved its design, and we're now fitting that to our production cars.
Aston Martin!